I'm just a strong gal.
Right, now that entirely unhelpful description is out of the way.
Grab. Or the classic penis.
Yeah. Graphs with James.
But I also somehow get it all over my body.
That's actually unhinged. Sorry, children.
Hi everyone and welcome to Dates, Weights and Protein Shakes. I'm Lianne and I'm a weightlifter.
I'm James and I'm a powerlifter.
And this is the podcast where we talk shit about lifting, relationships, life and everything in between.
Hello listeners and welcome back to another episode of Dates, Weights and Protein Shakes. And it is officially winter here in the Baldwin Brown household. We're in hoodies, we're in jumpers, and we're getting snuggly.
You're in a very special jumper, James, aren't you? Do you want to tell everyone about it?
Yeah, for those who are not watching, I'm wearing my I Am Knuff hoodie. That was a birthday present for me because I am Knuff.
Is that how you say it?
How do you say it?
I don't know. I feel like you're abbreviating Ken quite a bit there.
To
Knuff.
I am Ken-uff.
Yes.
It's a Barbie hoodie. It really is all that we need to say here.
But I love it because it's in the Crazy Strength branding colours. Tie-dye. So it goes very well. I should have worn my Crazy Strength t-shirt, but it's currently in the wash, so no one really needs to smell that.
They would have been all matchy-matchy. And also, you wouldn't have been on the wintry theme.
Correct.
If you're just wearing a t-shirt. Yeah. And this is your favourite season, as you said before.
100%. For those sweaty girls out there, or sweaty boys, you know winter and autumn are the best seasons because it's chilly, you get all wrapped up, you sweat, but minimally. You're not, there's not the outside
temperature. You're not wet the whole time.
You're not absolutely soaking most of the time. So yeah, it's definitely my favourite season.
Yeah, getting all snuggly, getting all cosy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the viewers have noticed, but we've levelled up our setup a little bit.
I don't think they've noticed.
Yeah, we've got a ring light now, so the lighting's slightly better. I think the main thing we still need to do is we need to get some arts up, but that is a work in progress.
We've literally been saying that for a year.
But we've looked at some arts now, and we've ruled some arts out.
Yeah.
What was the one that I really wanted, but you were against?
Was it one of two people doing sexy times?
Yeah, but it was I can't remember what it was.
It was something to do with dates, weights.
Oh, so I typed in on a website called Display, Dates, Weights and Protein Shakes, and the first thing that came up was this.
Oh, sex, weights and protein shakes.
Yeah, so for the listeners, it's an A3 poster. It's got 3 blue squares on it. The furthest right says and protein shakes. Mm-hmm. The middle one says weights and has a little barbell. And then the furthest left one says sex and it's 2 people.
It's just rude.
Doing doggy sex.
They've ripped off our podcast and they've made it rude.
Yeah, but I thought that would be really funny to have in the background. Leanne said it was not appropriate for our kitchen, so it's been vetoed. So,
the thing is with Display though, you can change them pretty easily.
Yeah.
So maybe... They're quite expensive.
They're £40 each, and I didn't think it was worth it just for the bit.
No, so you were committed to the bit, but I feel like it's a step too far.
It's a work in progress. There will be some art for the viewers soon.
Yeah,
but we're still working through it. However, speaking of leveling up, last episode was our Grace workout episode.
Yeah,
which I think you described as your magnum opus.
That was the best thing I've ever done, and I think that was backed up by my mum saying it was the best thing I've ever done. Yeah. She fucking loved it.
Yeah, and we've got loads of really nice feedback on that. Tom reliably informs me he still had no nibbles on Instagram.
He just wants a nice lady friend to reach out to him and just have a little chat with him.
Despite requesting people to message him 12 or maybe 13 times, he's had no nibbles.
Yeah. I think maybe the desperation was showing a little bit.
I don't know if desperation is a good vibe for a potential life partner.
Yeah.
But we really enjoyed having Tom on. You guys seem to enjoy having Tom on. So hopefully we'll have some more guests in the future.
Definitely.
And we want to get back out into the wild and try out some new things. So I think some more challenge, Big L, Little J tries episodes are in the pipes.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun filming the episode. So we want to do more... potentially more CrossFit.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Christmas is coming up. Maybe there's a little present in there for everyone. But yeah.
Those episodes are kind of like super time intensive though.
Yeah.
And we know, they're definitely better for the viewers, but we know we have a lot of listeners. So I think this episode and maybe the next episode are going to be a little bit more talky. Back to the old school kind of podcast. Lianne and I talking shit. And we hope you guys enjoy it as much as you have done to previous episodes. Lianne.
Yes, James.
You may have seen I have got my glasses on.
You are looking very intellectual.
Yeah, it's a first for the podcast. I've been pretending that my eyes actually work, but famously my eyes do not work.
Well, I think we demonstrated when I wore your glasses last. Your eyes very much do not fucking work.
Yeah, I've been catfishing everyone not wearing glasses. Just giving them the naked face.
Just blind. You can't you can't see the camera.
I've kind of been looking at a black blur over there. But there is a reason I have my glasses on.
Okay.
And it's because I have a very intellectual, highbrow segment planned. And it needs glasses.
Okay.
Do you want to know the name of the segment?
3 hours later.
This is a really simple question. Do you want to know the name of the segment? Yes or no?
I wanted to guess it. Okay, yes, I do want to know the name of the segment.
It is Graphs with James. And you've got to kind of do it a little bit sing-illy like that.
I was expecting something a bit better, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, well, it's Graphs with James.
You have to sing it.
Sorry, it's...
Graphs!
It's Graphs with James. That's a new segment.
Okay.
Premise is simple. I like numbers. I like maths.
Yeah.
I like graphs.
The equation station. Sorry, I'm thinking of different names.
No, it's Graphs with James.
Okay.
And the genesis of this game was I sent a graph to our friends, Ryan and Georgie, on a WhatsApp, and I said, guess what this graph shows. And I asked them to guess what the graph showed. And I kind of gave them clues, and they had to guess what the graph showed.
Yeah. James is a very fun friend. This is the type of content, if you're friends with James, you get in a daily
I like to bring joy into people's lives.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you the first graph, and we can just kind of work through the premise.
Okay.
So really the premise is simple. I'm going to show Lianne a graph, and she's got to guess what the graph shows. And it's going to be something gym related.
Yeah.
So firstly, can you describe this graph that I'm showing to you for the listeners?
What it looks like?
Yeah, what does it look like?
It looks like a big U.
That's a pretty good explanation. For the mathematicians amongst you, it's an inverted Gaussian or a potential well shape. So kind of comes out, goes down to the bottom, and then goes back up.
It looks like a hill.
No, it looks like a hole.
A big hill.
If you turned it round, if it was upside down, it would look like a hill.
No.
Hills go up.
It looks like two hills.
Oh, a valley. A valley in between two hills.
That's actually a U-shaped valley.
Yeah,
for those
geographers. Nice. So, do you remember what this graph showed in the game?
Yes, I do remember what that graph shows.
What does it show?
It shows how comfortable you are with farting in front of someone.
Correct.
Versus how well you know them.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't know someone and you're never going to see them again, you can fart freely in front of them. It's entirely inconsequential because they're just going in and out of your life. And they're going to be like, someone farted, but it has no impact on your life. When you kind of sort of know...
I disagree with that. I almost care more about strangers know that I'm farting.
That's weird, because Ryan and Georgie got this very quickly. If you have just met someone and you're trying to make a good impression, you don't want to be farting in front of them.
Yeah,
if you're like kind of acquaintances, maybe they're a colleague or a co-worker, and you want to make a good impression, definitely don't fart in front of them.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
If you're maybe friends, maybe a fart now and then can go, you'll laugh it off. If you're best friends with someone, farting in front of them is objectively hilarious.
Yeah.
And you should be really comfortable farting in front of them.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
And so hopefully people now understand the game.
Although, we know some people who are in relationships and will not fart in front of each other.
Yeah, wrong-uns.
And
that's why you said there, we know people. They're not our friends. I don't want to be friends with them.
No.
There's probably another graph, which is the limit of the number of farts you can do in front of your friends, like in an amount of time.
But James,
before
we both know there's no limit between us.
Yeah. I'm fine all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
And you know, guys, James consumes a lot of protein.
They're
so
not good farts.
you can just imagine.
Right.
You've made me mad at you. Think about your smelly farts.
Coincidentally, this U-shaped graph
Yep.
actually shows something else.
Yeah,
To
it
do
probably
with the
shows
gym.
many things. All right, okay.
There's something specific I'm thinking about here
So
that
you're
relates to the gym, and I want you to guess what it is.
okay. So you're doing the same thing to me
Yeah.
that you did to Ryan and Georgie and asking me to guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it?
It's gym related. It's specific. It's quite related to what I've been doing in the gym
Okay.
at the moment.
How much you give a fuck about results?
No, that's like way too philosophical for this.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, I'm so bad at guessing. you know how bad at guessing I am, and you've done a whole
Yeah,
segment
so-
of me guessing things.
Because it's funny.
It's so funny. Oh. Can you? I need a hint.
It's how I feel about something through time. But
Okay,
the
time.
x-axis isn't time specifically. It's something more specific than time.
How you feel about your bench press as it gets heavier?
Ooh, quite close.
Okay.
Quite close. It's more generic than bench press.
Okay. How? So is this x-axis you going to the gym? Like how long you've been at the gym?
No.
Okay. Within a session.
Closer.
Okay. This is like the weight.
No.
Okay. How long you've been at the gym?
Even narrower timescale
How
than
long
that.
you've been doing an exercise?
Even narrower than that.
Fucking hell. How long your set takes?
Close.
How long a rep takes?
This is during a heavy set. The x-axis is
I
during a
said
heavy
that.
No, during one heavy set.
Okay. How much you enjoy life?
Pretty much. So the y-axis, the up-down axis, is my enjoyment,
Yeah.
and the x-axis, the long axis, is slightly before and directly after a heavy set.
Okay. Okay,
Because
fine.
before I do a heavy set, I'm
you're
like,
excited.
sick! I'm going to do a really heavy set. I'm going to do a massive squat. So, for example, this is just before I get under the bar.
Yep.
And then it rapidly falls.
Yeah.
As I take it out of the rack. It stays pretty dog shit until I'm just about to re-rack it.
Yeah.
And then after I've re-racked it, I'm like, that's sick.
So
I
much
can't wait to do the
dopamine.
next
Yeah,
one.
okay,
and
nice.
then it repeats its shit again.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Cool.
I relate to that.
Yeah, hopefully that is quite relatable, you know.
Yeah.
This is another question.
Yes.
Do you prefer, and I know exactly what you're going to answer this, do you prefer
Yeah.
short heavy sets or long reppy sets?
Ooh. How do you know? Do you know I'm going to answer? It depends.
Yes. I've actually previously workshopped this section in my mind, in which I've written down
fuck's
on the
sake.
paper, it depends, and held it up as you said it.
That's ridiculous. Okay.
But I decided not to do
Because
that.
I like both.
The other answer was, something in the middle.
Well, when you're doing more of them, it's lighter, which is nice.
When you're doing more of them, it's lighter.
And when you're doing less of them, it's generally heavier. But it's nice because you're doing less of them. I just like to train.
You don't mind, like as
don't
long as you're doing
mind.
exercise. Because
Yeah.
for me, there's probably a graph of this actually somewhere,
Yeah.
but I've not drawn it today. Which is the amount of reps I'm doing is inversely correlated to my happiness.
But I'm pretty good with volume.
Yeah.
And that tends to be, women tend to be better with volume than men. So maybe it's just
Science, I enjoy that.
some science there.
Because
Yeah.
for the last 4 weeks or so, I've been doing like 3s and 2s.
Yeah.
I'm having the best time.
Yeah.
I feel strong as shit.
Where's the cut off when you start to get sad?
6.
After 6.
Maybe 5.
Okay. It's quite a lot.
6 is bearable, probably. But like it's pretty like 2s and 3s smashing.
Yeah.
I had 6 6s the other week and it wasn't great, but I got through it.
To be fair, I have been doing a lot of reps recently and it's been quite tough. And
something that's like a 4 of like a 1.5 squat.
Yeah.
In my head, that's 8. I don't like that.
Yes, yeah.
Like it's important. Like doing volume is important. And I was actually talking about this with someone the other day. Like I really don't enjoy powerlifting training because it's just 3s and 2s. And I was like, well, no, actually, kind of the way I normally is, I have a competition, and then I'm like, oh, sick, I've just competed.
Yeah.
And I get loads of volume. But I'll put up with it because I've just competed and I'm still really buzzing.
Yeah.
And then just when that kind of wanes is when I need my program to kick down into the heavy stuff.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Which this cycle has worked really well. And that kind of keeps me interested.
Yeah.
But as soon as I hit those 3s and 2s, I'm like, oh, I love the gym. Having a good day.
I think that's it. Because like when you're in the volume phase, you are doing lower numbers. So I think sometimes, and I think I've experienced this, it can be a little bit demotivating because you're doing like sometimes 60-65% of what your maxes are, and it's a bit like sometimes you just want to lift heavy shit and you're not allowed to.
That's when the discipline comes in, that you've got to stick to it and not push it too much.
Definitely. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I knew exactly what you were going to say.
But you can't prove that though. You didn't do it. You didn't write it down.
Hint, this graph is related to what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So, can you describe this for the listeners?
It looks like 2 hills.
Why are we using landscapes?
The first hill on the left.
It's so interesting that this is how your brain works.
You know when you go to a therapist and you hold up like
the Rorschach test.
Yeah, and what do you see?
Yeah.
2 hills. One of them's like quite a steep drop, so it's like a cliff. And then the next one is a slow... I'd say the hill on the left would be a black diamond run if you were skiing.
Oh, good. We're appealing to the Tories.
The one on the right would be maybe a red coming into a blue, ending on a green slope.
Right. Now that entirely unhelpful description is out of the way. So as we come from the left, there is a very steep drop from quite high up the y-axis,
Black diamond,
down to low on the y-axis.
Black diamond run.
It hits a bottom, and then near the bottom of the x-axis, and then it steadily grows up exponentially. So quite a shallow incline to a very steep incline, and it ends just above where it started.
Green to red.
Yeah. So it's kind of big drop, shallow incline up.
That was very good explanation. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm aware because you just tried.
Okay.
As I said, this is related to what we were just talking about in some ways.
What do you mean?
What were we just talking about? Not hills, before that.
I can't remember.
What were we talking about before? Literally
Enjoying training.
Okay. That's a good starting point, I'd say.
Oh.
Feel free to play along at home.
If anyone wants to help me, let me know.
From the future?
Telepathically send it to me.
Yep, I am.
Okay, so something... Is this enjoyment again on the y-axis?
No. Similar.
Is this enjoyment?
No.
Happiness?
No.
Similar to happiness?
Similar to happiness. I'll tell you, this is time, but it's time from a specific event. So it's time on the x-axis since a specific event.
What?
So
Time from sleeping?
No. It's a long period of time. So we've got something similar to happiness on the y-axis.
Okay.
And something from a specific...
Time from your competition.
Time from my competition on the y-axis.
Dopamine levels.
No.
Okay. Feeling good about yourself.
Close. It's not feeling good about myself. It's feeling about someone else.
Oh. Your... how you feel about Craig.
Yes! So it's how much I like my coach
Okay.
since my last competition.
That's so funny.
So after my competition, I love Craig. Craig is great. He's the best person in the world.
Yeah.
Then there's maybe a week or so where I like Craig, but obviously time has passed, so I like Lianne more again. And then I get my first program after my competition, and my happiness falls a little bit.
Yep.
And then you get really into the volume suck, and you stay unhappy because he's making you do Bulgarian split squats, 1.5 squats. You can't wear your sleeves.
Yeah.
And then slowly you move from the volume phase into the heavyweight phase. And I start liking Craig again.
Oh, yeah.
And right now I really like Craig.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just... And then I'm going to top out at the competition.
What are you going to do?
Really
Are you going to give him a little kiss when you get up there?
Only if he gives me consent.
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah, so that's that graph there.
That's a good graph. That's not my graph.
No? How would your graph look for...
Just along the top all the time.
You consistently like Craig
Yeah.
the same amount the whole time. There's no peak at the competition. There's not even a little bump.
No.
You feel exactly the same about him the whole time.
He's just the best.
He's just the best the whole time.
the best.
To be fair, like this is quite a small band of
Yeah.
happiness.
So
with
like
him.
up down here is still like you really like him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's no
You
point
just
like I
you
hate
fucking
Craig.
love him up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. It's all levels of really liking. Okay.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I've only got one graph left. This will be. I imagine this could be quite a quick
Whoa.
one. Describe this one. 3 hills.
Shit ton of hills here. Quite spiky hills.
Yeah. For the physicists and mathematicians out there, it's a sinusoidal wave.
Sinusoidal.
For other people, it's up and down quite rapidly.
3 pointy hills.
It's not isolated to 3 points in time, though.
It's constant.
The x-axis could go on forever.
That's something to do with like sin or like tan or cause.
Yeah, sinusoidal wave means it's a sine graph.
Fucking smart.
Yeah, smart as shit, bro.
Smart.
Do you want to start having some guesses?
Is it to do with me?
Yes.
How did I know that?
Telepathic waves.
Is it how much you get annoyed at me?
No, it's very much not that.
Is it your cycles of how much you love me and then hate me?
No, because that is much like your graph of Craig. It's just one line the whole time.
Is it my weight?
No.
That wouldn't be my weight because it stays the same.
Yeah, that would also be the same graph as how much I love you.
Is it how much chocolate I eat?
No.
Is it to do with me training?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. How did I know it was about me?
I don't know. Very clever.
You told me telepathically.
I did. Not a real thing.
Is it how often I do something or like
So
does I do
the
something?
x-axis is time again.
Is it and it's due with training?
Yeah.
Me training.
Yeah.
Is it me maxing out?
No.
Getting a PB?
No.
Okay. Is it me going to training?
No.
Can I get another hint?
It's about something that happens to you.
Oh, is this relating to since I've been at Pure Gym?
No.
Oh.
It's not
Getting injured.
Men. Yes.
My knee.
So it's like a peak here would be injured and a trough would be not injured.
This really just yeah.
So you're injured and then you're not injured for about a week and then you're injured for a week and then you're not injured for a week. And then you're
I
injured.
just have a chronic case of patellar tendonitis.
I've got a chronic case of being a small little lady.
Yeah.
It could also be, as you said, men coming up to you in pure gym.
That's, yeah.
One comes up to you, one doesn't. One comes up to you, one doesn't.
Yeah.
Every other session.
Yeah.
But this is more every other kind of 3 weeks to a month, whether or not you have an injury.
Yeah. I'm an old lady now.
I'm 26, I'm an old lady.
For weightlifting, I was fucking old.
Nah, Lou was competing when he was 40.
Who's Lou?
Lou Xiaojun.
Fine.
I don't think you're old.
Oh, thank you.
You're young and sprightly.
Thank you. I don't feel it currently with my gammy leg. But...
Gammy. Also, using the phrase gammy really ages you.
Yeah, I do have. I'm at the peak at the moment. I've got a little sore knee. Did some heavy jerks.
Don't worry. Just remember, stretch, warm up, do your recovery, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Take lots of ibuprofen. DP.
No, that's not advice. That's not advice.
That'll cure it right up. Can't even feel it.
Anyway, that was the first instalment of Gruffs with James. Hope you enjoyed.
How'd you put your chalk on?
What?
How'd you put your chalk on?
How do I put my chalk on?
I want to know how you chalk up.
So, like, if I'm going for a deadlift, how I put my chalk on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite a good question, actually.
Yeah.
Because I have a very specific way I like to put my chalk on.
Okay.
I like to draw on, like, a hand. Mm-hmm. Like, if you've seen Lord of the Rings, you know, like the White Hand of Saruman.
Yeah,
That
okay.
Ulrich have.
Yeah.
So, ideally, like, in an ideal world, every time I went to the gym, I'd have a new block of chalk, like a square.
A whole new block.
Yeah, I know this is like, if this is an ideal world where like recycling and money didn't matter and global warming.
Okay.
I want a nice big block.
Yeah.
And I want to take the corner.
Okay.
And just kind of use it like a pencil. And I always start with the little finger. And I start at the bottom of my hand, up to the top of my little finger.
Right.
Ring finger, middle finger, index finger,
Yeah.
thumb.
Yeah.
Switch the hand over. And I like to get the nook in between my index finger and my thumb.
Yeah.
From the top to the bottom. And then just make sure I've got the outside of the thumb as well.
Yeah.
Always start with my left hand. Realise now that I'm quite anal about this.
In case you didn't know, James does have unconfirmed OCD. It is a problem, but we do deal with it.
Anyway, and then I switched to my left hand. Same
Your
thing.
right hand?
No, the chalk from my right hand to my left
Okay,
hand.
because sometimes you get your rights and left
No, I
mixed
don't.
up. You...
5 lines around, outside of the thumb again,
Yeah.
back in my box.
Okay. Very
And-
methodical.
And I had realised the other day that I'd like worn away like a finger ridge.
Finger?
Yeah, a finger ridge in my block.
That is
Where
like
I've always done it in the same place.
That's like the male equivalent of women moulding out their lipsticks.
Yeah, the gym bro equivalent.
The gym bro
Yeah.
equivalent. Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I put my chalk on.
Okay.
Don't like making too much mess.
Yeah.
And I'll do it before every single heavy deadlift set.
Yeah, it's like a part of your routine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's part of getting in the zone.
Yeah.
I can't answer about squat or bench because obviously I'm not putting the chalk on me. Someone else is putting the chalk on me.
Do you want to explain that for people who don't do powerlifting?
Oh, okay. The point of chalk is to increase friction.
Yeah.
If you are low bar squatting, you're obviously potentially not. Obviously,
What's low bar squatting?
Low bar squatting is when instead of resting the bar on your delts, on your shoulders, you pull your arms down and back to create a sort of ledge with your shoulder blades for the bar to sit upon.
Yeah, so it lies lower down your back.
And you're using basically your hands to push it into your back.
Yeah.
And it's kind of resting there. And it's not always the sturdiest, no matter how big your back muscles are. So to stop it slipping, especially at heavier weights, you'll put some chalk on your back just to create that more friction surface.
Makes sense.
Pretty much similar thing if you're benching. You want to create as much of an arch as possible to engage your glutes and upper back and also reduce the distance the bar is moving. But to create extra friction and stop you slipping on the bench, you might put some chalk on your back to just create some friction with the bench.
Makes sense.
And because I have big biceps, I can't reach that part of my back, so I get my Lianne to do it, or sometimes I get Craig to do it.
Yeah.
I've gone off asking my Lianne to do it because she likes to draw silly pictures on my back.
Sometimes you run away from me and I can't. But I do like to draw the love heart or the classic penis.
Yeah. And sometimes I like to ask, can you give me a line? As a little bit of a bit. Because I want someone to draw a line on my back.
James,
It's
that's
like a little
not
joke.
It's not PG.
Sorry, children. But that's how I put my chalk on my hands.
Yeah. Okay.
And I can appreciate that other people will do it different ways. But I can't really see too different a way of doing it. Surely just kind of rubbing it on your hands with the block.
Yeah.
It's sensible, makes sense. Probably the way everyone should do it.
Yeah.
How do you do your chalk?
I do that, just in a more feral way. I rub it on my hands,
Yeah.
but I also somehow get it all over my body.
Right, just walk, because I think the important distinction here.
Yeah.
I have a box which my chalk lives in because as I said, I like the big lumps of chalk. So I have it in a box to keep it lumpy.
Yes.
You have one of those like climber bags, like a little chalk pouch.
Yes.
Little punchy pouch.
Yeah. And I like it powder. My own bag, I will do with it what I would like to do.
Your gym bag, not your chalk bag.
No, my chalk bag. My chalk bag.
Oh yeah, your
one
chalk
I
bag
use.
you can have however you want.
Yeah. And it's just big enough to fit in one of those blocks that we get from Strength Shop.
Yeah.
Which means it's hard to take out and then, I go to a pure gym most of the time. I don't want to make a mess. We've been told off in the past / pretty much told not to come back.
I'm starting to realise
Yeah.
that was your fault.
Yeah, it was my fault. Because I also spilt my chalk all over the floor.
Yeah.
Going back to the feral point. But when I get a new block of chalk, I break it in half so that it more easily.
I didn't know you did that.
Fits in my little bag.
That is like blasphemous to me.
Why?
That you're just snapping it in half.
I feel like in
you
my
want it to
head.
be as big as possible.
Why?
You can draw the lines.
No. In my head, I feel like that's going to make less mess, but actually ends up making more mess.
Well, yeah, it's like getting an Easter egg and just punching it.
I've also done that. So there's a theme here. But if it's a shared chalk block, I will do my best not to break it. There's something wrong with me.
You've not actually told me how you put your chalk on here. You've just told me that you smash it up.
I just put my hands in my bag and kind of go like this.
That's insane.
And to be fair, I do make sure to get
the nook.
Because
the nook in between the index finger and the thumb.
Yes, because when you weight lift, you hook grip, so you need this bit to be kind of as frictiony as possible.
So you just kind of go in and just like you're washing your hands.
If it's just powder, I'll stick one hand in there at a time and just kind of go like this and like squeeze the chalk. And then I'll do the other hand. And then I'll kind of take it out. And my chalk bag is absolutely covered. No, my gym bag is absolutely covered with chalk on the inside. Because I kind of just go like this, like in my bag. And then it goes everywhere.
That's actually unhinged.
Yeah, but it works.
No, but how do you make sure you've got an even covering?
I don't need an even covering.
Yes, you do, because otherwise
No, I don't.
parts of your hand will be grippier than others.
That doesn't matter. I just need chalk on my hands.
But you create such a mess.
Yeah, it's really messy.
Why?
I didn't think this would upset you that much, but
It just illogical to me. I think that's the problem. That it just doesn't really make sense why you would do that.
I think I've just, it started and it was quite messy. And then, when it's just already messy, so I'm like, I may as well just carry on.
Oh, then
now.
we get kicked out of gyms. Or Craig makes us vacuum at Crazy String.
He's never done that. He has made a comment about, and fair enough, about the amount of chalk that was on one of the weights, but I cleaned it off. And I spilt the chalk in that gym that we got kicked out of.
Will you please reconsider your method?
No.
Okay.
What? Why? How?
Just instead of like, because you realise doing this, like rubbing your hands together, she's creating a cloud of chalk everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I breathe it in.
You could just take a bit out and just rub it on your hands and put it back in.
I do that sometimes. So why do
you not do it every time?
Well, because...
Or why don't you do it the way you do it in like communal chalk bowls?
Because I'm not joking. I'm too strong. And the chalk just breaks.
Yeah. So Eddie Hall, like
no.
Brian Shaw, they all have this problem as well.
100%. I don't know how people pick up a bit of chalk and don't break it.
You just do it tenderly. Like with
grab.
You got to imagine it's like Paddy. You're just gently pinking it up and giving it. You're not like, you don't need to squeeze. Like squeezing it doesn't make it better.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with me, but like I was at Crazy Strength the other week and they had a brand new bit of chalk come out and I broke it and people weren't happy with me.
Right, you know what? Rightly so, and you shouldn't be happy with yourself.
I'm just a strong gal.
You know, I really thought that this section would be, you know, quite interesting. Just seeing how different... It's like, you know, how do you eat a gingerbread man? Do you eat the head? Do you eat the legs? You know, just like a bit of insight. I didn't think it would actually give me a migraine.
We all have our differences.
But do you think your way of doing the chalk is good? Or do you just think it's efficient? Or like just the way you've been doing it?
It's literally just the way I've been doing it. Like, I don't think about it.
And like, will you reconsider as a result of this conversation?
Probably not.
Okay. That's fine.
I will try and not break communal chalk.
Okay. But you're gonna... Like, we'll put up a picture here of Lianne's bag versus my bag. Lianne and I, we have essentially the same bag.
Yes.
Like when new, indiscernible.
Yours is so clean.
Yeah, because I don't like throw chalk in it. Like I'm like Paul Hollywood making some bread or something.
Yeah. Maybe when I get a new bag in a couple of years, maybe I'll...
Oh, just 3 more years of like the chaos method.
Yeah. It works.
Right. Please write in and let Lianne know that what she is doing is insane, and I'll send you a sticker.
Oh, nice little treat.
Nice little treat for just making the world a better place.
You're just asking people to bully me for money.
Okay, let me rephrase. Send in how you do your chalk.
Yeah.
Do you draw lines? Do you wash your hands? Do you do something else that is also fine but not chaotic? Or like, let us know how you do it. I'm interested to know.
I think we're on two different ends of the scale.
Yeah, I think the more we do this podcast, the more I realise like we're not similar. We are complementary to one another. You're just chaos and I am like compulsion.
Yeah.
And like coming together, we do something quite nice in the middle.
Yeah.
But we just... It's nice that we can put our differences aside in our relationship.
It's actually incredible that we're getting married.
It's nice. It's nice. We balance each other out. It's just you're insane.
Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of Dates, Weights and Protein Shakes. As always, I hope you did enjoy. And please let me know how you put your chalk on your hands, right? Like, there can't be more than 2 people in the world who do it the way Lianne does it. Like, film yourself, do a little video and show us how you do it. Like, you really don't have to do it the neurotic way I do it, but please let me know, and let me know that you're not just washing your hands in chalk.
If you're feral like me, let me know and we can form a club.
Feral is the right word. If you've got any fun graphs you want to share with us, and we can do in our next segment of Graphs with James, send them in. I love looking at graphs. If you send me one on Instagram, I'll happily engage in a game of guessing what the graph is with you on Instagram. Like, I'd really enjoy that. That would cheer me up.
James will spend his time doing that. So if you're bored and you want a friend, please reach out to James.
Please, I like friends. If you want to get in touch with both of us, you can message us on Instagram where we are.
Dates, weights and protein shakes.
If you want to view our lovely faces and see my I Am Knuff hoodie in brilliant colour, you can watch this episode on YouTube where we are.
Dates, weights and protein shakes.
And if you want to reach out, share your thoughts with us, you can do so on our website.
datesweightsandproteinshakes.com.
And if you do enjoy the podcast, please remember to subscribe and turn notifications on. We're available on Spotify, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Deezer, and all those good places you can get your poddy.
And do remember to give us a like, a 5-star rating, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. It really makes us feel loved.
It makes us happy. And until next time, may your squats be deep
and your spines be neutral.